What's up, Gamer Nation? Heretic here. Okay, finally sipping that PC juice. I'm making the transition over to PC. I've had a gaming PC for a while now, but I only use it for certain indie titles that release on PC first. And I guess you can call this an indie title. This is Playerunknown's Battlegrounds. Okay, you don't need me to go through the whole history, H1Z1, all these PC games. In my mind, there's a specific reason why I don't play a lot of PC games. It's because they all are functionally the same. There's just, nowadays especially, there's just, a big open space where you can run around with your friends and then you just shoot things. I mean, it's very simple when you look at it. And I'll give you more examples down the line, but here is Playerunknown's Battlegrounds. Now, this game, oh my god, it is breaking through the mold. It is like one of the most top watched games on Twitch, and I can understand why. I must have watched like an hour's worth at least of gameplay content on YouTube because it is just that enjoyable, or maybe ultimately because the way they edit those videos, it just makes it even more entertaining. They cut like a half hour's match down to an entertaining 15 minutes. I think that's why I invested, because those YouTube videos, the way they edit, they got me. But this game has been making money up the ass. This is an alpha game, an early access alpha game. You know how people feel about those sometimes. Most of the times they have been good. They're just like most of the games have been a complete waste of money, and people just throw their money at early access games like, oh my god, this is a good idea. Let me just give you some money. I trust you. I completely trust you. I mean, early access is just like gambling. I don't know why people treat it differently. Like, some of these companies actually care. You don't know who the fuck these people are, but I'll save that rant for another day. But this is early access. This is it's funny just thinking about it. This is a $30 early access. $30. That is half the price of a full game. But again, another video. Back on topic. This game, it is what you see. It's structurally similar to about 90% of other games out there, in my opinion. But this one serves as a more hardcore third-person title. Think the old school Ghost Recon games from PlayStation 2. Similar to that, but add in a few looting mechanics and an entirely massive open world to navigate in with a few other buddies. Versus 100 people. So this is a 100 player match game. You can do solo, you can do co-op with one other buddy, or you can go in with a squad of 4 people. So basically what makes this game different from other games is there is a little bit more of a hardcore edge here. It's not very glamorous like a mainstream title like Call of Duty, for a lot of very small, minute reasons. This game drops you on a massive island where either you or up to 4 players take on 100 people on this island. And as time goes on, there is a force field around this island that will shrink in size little by little. Every 10 minutes or so, it'll shrink and push players together, creating more tension over time. And before this force field shrinks, it is your job to loot nearby buildings for weapons, items, health kits, things like that. And there are also vehicles to find and navigate this big place. Basically, the main selling point is the amount of freedom you have, which is very typical, once again, of a game like for a game like this on Steam, exclusive to PC. And it's just the hardcore feeling you get of being hunted and being the hunter, slowly being pushed together. It's kind of like a big scale version, a slightly more messier version of Rainbow Six Siege, in my opinion. That game has the same similar flow, not the same structure, but a similar flow, as in players slowly being pushed together. The game is very technical in the way your character is physically maneuvered around through the environment. So just think of Rainbow Six Siege in terms of physicality with 100 players on a big ass open map with vehicles. That's basically it. It it stands out from the pack because it is hardcore, as in it is not glamorous. There are no kill cams, there are no kill streaks, there are no special abilities. It's kind of like H1Z1 Arma, and the fact that gunfights can take place extremely close, and all of a sudden, there are people hiding everywhere. There are teams of what's 4 into 100. That's about what 20, 10 squads, all running around doing their own thing. And they could be hiding in the bushes. They could be hiding behind cars. They could be hiding behind the shrubs. They could be hiding in sniper towers. All of this while you have to loot. And it's not glamorous. I'll give it that. It knows what it is. It's very basic. This is just an alpha, so there's more to come. The structure might change, but honestly, I think the point of this game is to break it down into its hardcore fundamental roots, which is hunter versus hunted. That tense, tension building gameplay. If you die in this game, you fucking die. You get one chance for a revive, and keep in mind, you are in the open like 90% of the time, and it's very hard, and it takes precision and balance and teamwork to position yourself in just the correct ways. Otherwise, you will be shot down from virtually in a 360 angle, and if you die, that's it. You get kicked right back to the fucking start screen. Like I said, nothing glamorous. It's not like Call of Duty or any of those other titles where it zooms in on the people who killed you. No. Now, this game has been hyped up the ass. I have no idea how much money they put into this game. There are a lot of smaller mechanics that I want to go into in a different video. But for now, for $30, I'd say it is slightly overpriced and just a little bit overhyped. This game is very fun to watch on YouTube or Twitch for some reason. Maybe it's because the high energy that I see just coming from the players and the commentators themselves. But I think this game is just maybe $10 overpriced, because this game doesn't do anything new besides just be a hardcore, large-scale, MMO-style elimination mode, in my mind. I'm sorry to say. But if you're with a team, I really do know where they are coming from. It's hardcore, it is fun and burst, but for the most part, here are the negatives. You will be doing a lot of fucking sprinting. This is almost a running, sprinting simulator. And this is exactly why I have a bias against most of PC games. It's because there's a lot of monotonous actions going on, and I understand there can't be it caters to a specific genre, so it can't be too, AAA cinematic, explosions in your face all the time. But you're going to be doing a lot of driving over long distances, a lot of running, a lot of waiting and camping. You can easily compare this once again to Rainbow Six Siege, the camping, but at least in that game, the match is over within 3 minutes as you start. It is very focused. And this game, it falls into that trap of modern games, which is give the players what they want, or what they think they want, which is a shitload of open space so you can just move around with your buddies and dick around. And honestly, that's a weakness in gamers nowadays in 2017. Let's just admit that's a weakness. Wide open spaces with a lot of shit to do, or truthfully with nothing to do and a lot of space. Games like Destiny come to mind. That's just a weakness gamers have. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just because it's so easy to go into casual mode and just hang back with your buddies, which is what most of us do. But there is just too much space in this game for now. For 100 players, if they could just maybe cut down the map size by about 25% and make it a little bit more fast-paced, this game would be worth $30 because there'd be more going on. You'd have less space for sure, but there'd be more action and more coordination and more tension. I think the map size makes good. It's a very good size for $30. However, there's just still too much fucking running and too much driving, in my opinion. And there's just not enough variety. It's very monotonous. You can't even shoot out of the cars, I don't think. This game has a very strong foundation, though, at its core, and I'm interested in seeing where it's going to go for the beta form. I really don't know if I would buy this game a second time because I hear it's coming for the Xbox X and maybe the PlayStation 4. But, you know, this is like I said, I am interested in certain hardcore titles, and I think I will keep up with this one. This one still has a lot to do. Like I said, I really don't know if it'll work for them adding more mechanics to the game, because I really think the intention here was to make a hardcore squad-based freedom shooter, and that's exactly what they got. And I think adding more would just ruin it. Pros, yeah, it is. This game is a little bit hardcore. You'll have some very good moments of, shall we say, improvisation. Improvisationship. Let's just go with improvisemanship, damn it. With the open world, unfortunately, you can't do anything along the lines of maybe putting C4 on your car and then running it into somebody. I'm afraid that Battlefield, just in general, is a slightly better game because it has more focus. Sure, the map's not as big. It's probably the maps in Battlefield, generally speaking, are about 1/10 the size of these maps, but that makes for more focused gameplay. Think Bad Company 2, when they put you just face to face charging face headlong into the enemy. Sure, it wasn't as hardcore, but you know, it was still a badass experience. See, I digress, but you know what I mean. It's basically freedom versus focus for me. And this game has a little bit too much freedom, especially if your buddies are not online. But it is enjoyable. It is solid, extremely solid. This is probably the most. Even though I'm not into early access games and I just got into PC gaming, I can tell when a game functions well, and this game functions well for its $30, pretty steep price still, but it's still very functional, and it just keeps getting better from here. Technically, this game does look pretty par for the course in terms of graphics, but like I said, this is one of those games that focuses on the gameplay and it does it right. There's going to be a lot of traffic for Twitch and YouTube over this game for the next year, I think. Whether this game can last for more than a year with all these other titles coming out, that is purely speculative. We'll see. It depends on the support, but this game has got my attention. I will be covering it. Like I said, I don't think I have the will to, I barely have the will to rate this game as an alpha. But as an alpha, as it currently stands, I'm going to go ahead and give this game a solid 6 out of 10. Don't fucking shit on me. A 6 out of 10 is a solid game. Not a fantastic game, not an outstanding game, not a game I'm going to probably play in the next 10 years because of how basic it feels to me, which is fine. It feels like a proper, large-scale, hardcore shooter, and that's what some people crave. And it seems like it's doing well enough since it made over $100 million. So I expect good support, Blue Hole. Playerunknown, good fucking support for that money we gave you. But I have faith in them, and I have faith in this game that it will continue to grow stronger along with its community. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I like the game, and as for more PC gaming videos, I'll make another smaller video about that because I have a lot to say on that, but you will be seeing more depending on the title and how much hype it gets. But I will have more content out for you guys, and see you for the next one. This is Heretic, signing off.